quarterback at this point in time in his career.
Good evening, friends. This is your girl from Mel's Mat Chat, and this is episode 313 of the podcast. How is everybody doing? And welcome to Crown Jewel Weekend. You're probably wondering, why am I live on a Thursday evening? Well, I had shit to do earlier in the day. Couldn't get to do this until just now. And tomorrow, I actually have to do a live because I'm not going to be home tomorrow, Saturday morning, for to do like a get up like 6, 7 o'clock to do a regular live for preview and predictions. So I have to do it tomorrow as soon as SmackDown goes off the air. So you're going to see me today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Lucky you. So I'm going to get you all. I'm going to be here for 3 times, and as soon as Crown Jewel goes off the air, I will be live. Hopefully that I won't be in transit while I'm while I'm getting home, because I'm going to be watching it legitimately on my phone due to the fact that I'm going to be seeing my son. So I'm going to have to watch this majority on my phone. So I apologize for that, but I will not stop getting. You're gonna get my whole entire situation. You're gonna get my thoughts and everything like that. So that is why I'm live today. Hopefully that is gonna be okay, because if it's not, I can't do anything about it. This is the way my schedule is right now. Um so we're gonna go over what happened last Friday, and we're just gonna go with AEW, because the go home shows are going to be on the live stream tomorrow, right after SmackDown. So you're going to get the go home show, and then you're going to get my picks, and that's basically about it. So hopefully I can get you out of here very quickly. If not, sorry. When I start getting on my tangents, it's like I can't stop. So this is from last Friday's SmackDown, and this is legitimately the where things are coming together for Crown Jewel. We really haven't booked anything for Survivor Series. I'm hoping that Monday we could start, because we've got 2 weeks to survive. Not 2 weeks. We've got about 3 weeks until Survivor Series, and I'm not joking. We're going to be like full steam ahead, and I'm hoping that we're going to get more information on what's going to go on, and I'm hoping, God of gods, here, that William Regal is non-compete clause has gone and finished, so we can get. so we can get the illustrious. We're gonna settle this in war games. Like nobody can ever do it ever, ever, ever um like William Regal. So he needs to be in the Hall of Fame without a fucking doubt. So we are hopefully that we're gonna get more matches on Friday, not Friday, Monday, and that is it. But this is gonna be a heavy AEW because what I just seen, what just broke from AEW, Mr. Tony Khan has lost his fucking rocker. I am telling you, what I've been saying this from fucking Jump Street. I kid you not. Ever since this whole thing came up with AEW, I said this is going to end up fucking like WCW because I know Tony Khan, and Tony Khan likes nostalgia, and he thinks that it's back in the 90s where everything is hokey pokey and strokey, and he's going to turn AEW to WCW 2.0 or TNA 2.0. And I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Today was announced Ric Flair has signed a multi-year deal with AEW, and because he's got an energy drink, now that's the official drink of AEW. Because WWE, do you think they were going to fucking sign Ric Flair with his energy drink? Meanwhile, you got Logan Paul with fucking Prime. Who are you going to fucking, it's like apples and oranges. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous. But Ric Flair is now all elite. God. We're going to see him wrestle. Be prepared to have a 74-year-old man in the ring. And while young, vibrant talent is legitimately sitting like, where is my time in AEW? This is going to fucking drive them away. Adam Copeland made no fucking difference. Tony Khan is going to sign every WWE superstar as he possibly can. I am not going to be surprised. You're going to see a Dana Brooke there. Definitely he's going to sign Dolph Ziggler. Definitely because of Ryan Nemeth. We're going to see this happen before. WCW was gone. Thankfully, TNA finally got it through their skulls to sign newer talent that we've never seen before. They have Trinity, they have Gail Kim. She's a former WWE superstar, so you can't tell me that she isn't. Mickey James, only certain ones. It's not riddled with fucking WWE superstars. I mean, Jesus Christ. So, it's not riddled with WWE superstars, and I like that. It's sporadic. And the way they produce their show, and they put more focused on talent. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's why I watch it tonight. This is why I'm going to watch it. I'm going to make myself a nice dinner, curl up on the couch, and enjoy the rest of my night. I'm exhausted this week. Holy shit. It's been one crazy week, I swear. But let's get right into that's the big story. That's the big fucking story. What is TK doing? And don't get me fucking started about the goddamn announcement shit that I fucking goddamn told that I needed to touch grass. I have a fucking life besides this. I'm a mother. I have a career. I have this. I have family shit that's going on. I have a life. This is not like my number one priority. I have other things going on. I have people to see, people to, have what relations with. I do have this, going on in my life. I watch wrestling. There is things that I do. Me touching grass, shit. I'll touch grass. I'll touch cock. I'll touch pussy if you want me to. I at least know what that feels like. Fucking people telling me to touch grass, they haven't probably touched a set of tits or sucked a cock or ate a pussy. All right. All those guys that are sitting in their basement probably has a fucking goddamn WWE women's superstar on their fucking wall, and they're using and they have this right next to them, but it's in the industrial strength. Okay, I have a social life. I have. Trust me. Snap of my fingers, I can have 10 guys at my door. Snap of my fingers, I could have 10 women snapping at my lining up at my door. All right? So touch grass. Please, I touch more things than grass, people. Believe that. Anywho, let's move on and let's get into this run through for the week. Please do me a favor. Please do me a favor and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, and please check me out on Cameo. Please check me out on Cameo. If you have good news, if you have bad news, if you want me to announce something, I'll do it for you. $5. It's cheaper than a greeting card. It's personal, and you can also pay money to do a video chat with me. You can, there's a couple of options on there. So please go check it out. Mel'S Mat Chat on Cameo. All right. And also, please do me a favor. Go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Get all your beard essentials over there. Please do me a favor. Go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com and get all your arsenal to murder your thirst. You've got spring water, unflavored sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, and iced tea. Those are great for adults only, warning, to use as mixers for your cocktails. Please do me a favor and go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And get all your coffee essentials. And if you're into skulls and all that, the goth stuff, they got you covered, people. They got you covered. What's in now with the goth situation, we're ahead of the curve, and I'm not kidding. I love the company. I love everything about them. I wish that I can get to their headquarters. I would be a kid in a candy store. Trust me. Please go check them out, deathwishcoffee.com. Please also go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. They have this coming up with Swerve Strickland versus Speedball Michael Bailey. And they're going to be on the Premier app, and you can get the Premier app and get charged $9.99 a month. Also, please, while you're at the YouTube here, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. When I go live, and you get the notifications, you'll know about it. Or when I upload, because I was going to upload this last night, but I ended up having company last night. All right. Friday night SmackDown from last week. We had the contract signing between LA Knight and Roman Reigns. We also had the LWO versus the Street Profits. And SmackDown kicked off with the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns making his way out to the ring with Paul Heyman. As Reigns holds the title belt, he is interrupted by LA Knight walking to the ring without even looking at Reigns. Reigns and Heyman continue to walk to the ring as the crowd chants for LA Knight. LA Knight sits at the head of the table. Oh, that pissed off Roman Reigns to no fucking end. Knight says it's time for Reigns to sign the contract and sign his title away. General Manager Nick Aldis formally introduces the contract signing before being cut off by LA Knight, saying everyone knows why we're here. LA Knight signs the contract and throws it to Reigns. Reigns begins to speak. It is greeted to 2015 era boos from the crowd. Reigns asks LA Knight if he ever asks LA Knight if he ever even had a contract signing or a championship match before. Not here in NWA and TNA. I got to start getting used to saying TNA because there's going to be no more Impact. LA Knight has no clue what he's doing right now. Reigns goes to sign the contract, put his pen. It is apparently out of ink. Heyman throws the pen away and hands Reigns a new one. Reigns signs the contract and the crowd chants Roman's scared. Reigns gets up to leave, and as he does, LA Knight says, it looks like the head of the table, he's at the head of the table, and he wants Reigns to acknowledge him. LA Knight says that if Reigns is going to underestimate him, Reigns is already beat. LA Knight says he already needs one time because he won't fail like Reigns did many times before. Even mentoring the suffering succotash situation. LA Knight leads the crowd in chanting his name, which causes Roman Reigns to flip the table and begin to stomp on LA Knight in the corner. Reigns throws LA Knight into the ring post and exits the ring to grab a table and slide it in the ring. Reigns sets the table and grabs LA Knight and goes to punch, but LA Knight blocks the punch and fires back at Reigns. LA Knight goes to grab Reigns when Jimmy Uso runs into the ring, which allows Reigns to run away. LA Knight ducks at a strike from Jimmy, and LA Knight slams Jimmy through the table. LA Knight stands on the corner and calls out Reigns at the top of the ramp. And that was the end of this segment. So we go to Carlito and Santos Escobar make their way to the ring as they are set to take on the Street Profits. Carlito went to Nick Aldis. He's saying, like, Mysterio has Logan Paul. Let me take this match and let me substitute Rey Mysterio for me and let me take his place. So Nick Aldis did that very situation and granted that request. So the opening match, which was LWO versus the Street Profits. And we begin with Escobar and Dawkins in a lockup. Dawkins hits a shoulder tackle. Escobar hits a big drop kick and tags Carlito in the match. Carlito hits a lariat and he stares down Lashley on the outside. Dawkins gets up and attacks Carlito from behind. Carlito is able to knock Dawkins out of the ring, and Carlito flips over the top rope to take out Dawkins and Ford on the outside. We come back from commercial break with Ford having Escobar in a headlock on the mat. Escobar is able to hit to his feet and go for a roll-up, but Ford gets to his feet and kicks Escobar in the face. Ford locks Escobar in a camel clutch. Escobar powers to his feet to break free. Escobar fights out of the opposing quarter, but is sent down to the mat with a strong right hand from Ford. Dawkins tags in the match, and Dawkins tags in the match, and Dawkins in the match. Dawkins and Ford hit a double power slam to Escobar. Hold on. double power slam to Escobar. Dawkins hits a corner splash and follows with an enziguri. Dawkins springs off the rope right into the knee strike from Escobar. Carlito and Ford are both tagged in, and Carlito plants Ford with a spine buster. Carlito goes for a backstabber, but Ford rolls through. Escobar tags in the match, but we cut back where Rey Mysterio is watching the match and is attacked from behind by Logan Paul. Carlito runs back to help Mysterio, and Escobar fights off both Ford and Dawkins. Dawkins makes the blind tag, and Dawkins and Ford hits Escobar with a revelation. Dawkins covers for a 3. The Street Profits pick up the win. We cut back to where the most shameless promotion we've ever seen, as Paul Heyman shows Reigns a Green Bay Packers WWE title belt. Heyman says he's going to give it to LA Knight, as this will be the closest thing that he will ever get to winning a championship, or the Packers will. Jimmy Uso walks into the room and lays on the couch in pain. Reigns tells Jimmy that he needs to take care of LA Knight, and Reigns tells Heyman to make the match official. So we go to commercial break. Oh, speaking of championships, congratulations to the Texas Rangers on their championship win from last night. Mazel tov. Back live with Logan Paul being interviewed backstage. Paul says Paul says that his fist is as big as Mysterio's head, and he asks if they have any more questions. And when they immediately walk away, Paul passes Kevin Owens wearing a Rey Mysterio t-shirt and walks past him. Owens is confronted by Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. The segment ends when Owens punched both Theory and Waller in the face at the same time. It was like when Batman in the old ones, and I'm talking about with Adam West. That's how old I am. When they go pow, and then they both, there's like two guys, and then they both get punched. Love Mr. Owens sometimes. So he got a huge pop out of that. Dragon Lee Dragon Lee interviewed backstage, where he talks about how grateful to be there. Cedric Alexander approaches and tells Dragon Lee that looking at him reminds Alexander when he first arrived in WWE. Alexander challenges Dragon Lee to a match, and Dragon Lee accepts. So we go to commercial break. We come back. We have Shotzi versus Chelsea Green. The match begins with Green hitting a dropkick. Green throws Shotzi in the corner. Shotzi grabs her legs around Green and drapes her over the rope and chokeholds her. Shotzi climbs to the middle rope, but Green meets her up in there and hits a side Russian leg sweep off the middle rope. Green hits a lariat, and Green and Shotzi fight off the top rope. Green throws Shotzi to the mat, and Green hits a missile dropkick. Green lays on her lays on her back to cover Shotzi, counters with a crucifix pin for a 3 count, and winner is Shotzi. Hey, Alyssa. Hey, girl. How are you, sweetheart? SmackDown returns after a commercial break with John Cena going out to the ring. Cena says there's a special energy in the building tonight. Cena says for him tonight the energy is different. For him the energy is serious. Cena says it hasn't been serious since 20 years ago when WWE wanted to fire him. Cena says for over 20 years he has tried to give his heart and soul to the crowd. Cena says the fans have given him their respect and that for the first time in 20 years, he feels he is in jeopardy of losing support and respect from the fans. That's never going to happen. Cena fights back tears and he says he wants to keep going, but there's only one thing left to do at Crown Jewel, as is in win. Cena says this match is a must win for him, saying this Cena is interrupted by Paul Heyman making his way out to the ring. Heyman says he is out here right now with respect. Heyman holds his hand and says, and Cena shakes hands with Heyman. Heyman thanks Cena for 21 years of sold out arenas from Cena's name. Heyman says when he was running SmackDown, his first draft pick from OVW was John Cena. Heyman says Reign proved that Cena is not the best in the ring anymore, but he's still the best on the microphone, saying Cena has a bond with the crowd. Heyman says Cena could have kept talking and been on top forever until he pissed off the bloodline. Heyman says Cena has come back from previous bloodline attacks, but when Solo hits the spike to Cena, Cena's greatest tool will be his voice and will be taken away from him. Heyman says this is a must-win match that Cena cannot win. Solo runs to the ring, attacks Cena from behind. Solo plants Cena with a spinning Solo. Solo hits Cena with a Samoan spike. So Sequoia and Heyman walk back as Cena like withers in pain around the mat in pain. We go to commercial break. Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander. This match was great. This match was fucking great. The match begins with Dragon Lee hitting a Hurricane Rana that Alexander lands on his feet as the crowd applaud. The two lock up. Cedric Alexander locks in an armbar. Lee gets to his feet and Alexander hits a knife edge chop. Dragon Lee hits a big strike and Alexander responds by hitting a power slam to Lee on the apron. We come back from commercial break. The match continues with Dragon Lee hitting a running knee. Lee springs off the ropes right into a Michinoku driver from Alexander. Dragon Lee gets to the top rope and Alexander follows. Alexander gets hung up on the ropes and stomped down to the mat. Dragon Lee hits a big power bomb and covers for a 2. Dragon Lee hits a knee to the back of the head and hits an inverted DDT. Lee covers for a 3, and the winner is Dragon Lee. Very good match. I could have seen another about 10 minutes of that match. After the bell, Alexander and Dragon Lee shake hands in the middle of the ring. Bianca Belair heads out to the ring. We come back from a commercial break. SmackDown returns with Belair in the ring, where she says she's excited to be back on SmackDown. Belair says that she had one thing on her mind while she was away. No addressing the supposable injury. We get to a video shown on Damage Control backstage attack on Belair. Belair says it's still hard to watch, and the entire time she was at home, she was thinking on how she was going to make Damage Control pay. For the first time in her life, she was consumed by vengeance. Belair says that it was the same vengeance that gave her the idea that she ran by Nick Aldis today. Belair announces that she will get a title shot, Io Sky, at Crown Jewel. And next week on SmackDown, she will go one-on-one with Bayley. Belair says she will go through all of damage control to get back her WWE Women's Championship. I guess she inherited Miss Charlotte in the back. I would like to see other people. And I looked how many women on that roster. There is hardly any. If we get any more women, they need to go to SmackDown. Jesus Christ. We go to commercial break and we come back. We have LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso. Our main event begins with a lockup. Jimmy hits a shoulder tackle and drives LA Knight to the corner. LA Knight fights out of the corner and hits a big elbow strike. LA Knight hits a lariat and charges at Jimmy, but Jimmy hits a back body drop to send LA Knight to the apron. LA Knight flips over the top rope into a backbreaker to Jimmy. Jimmy rolls out to the apron and Jimmy hits a snap suplex to LA Knight on the apron. We come back from commercial break. Our main event continues with Jimmy hitting a series of punches in the corner. Jimmy hits a running Umaga splash in the corner, and Jimmy goes to the corner to go for a second splash, but LA Knight counters with a lariat. Jimmy throws LA Knight shoulder first into the ring post. Jimmy goes for a power slam, but LA Knight counters and hits an inverted DDT. LA Knight hits a side Russian leg sweep and follows it up with a DDT. LA Knight covers for 2. Jimmy hits a Samoa drop and covers, but LA Knight kicks out at 2. Jimmy climbs to the top rope, but LA Knight runs up before being shoved to the mat. Jimmy hits an Uso splash, covers for a 2 count. Jimmy goes back up top, but LA Knight leaps up and hits a superplex. LA Knight hits a BFT and covers for 3, and LA Knight picks up the win. After the bell, Roman Reigns runs to the ring and goes for a spear, but LA Knight turns it around and dodges, which causes Reigns to crash in the corner. LA Knight hits Reigns with a BFT to a monster pop from the crowd. SmackDown goes off the air with LA Knight standing over Roman Reigns. And that is it for WWE coverage until this weekend. What do you call that? Remember, tomorrow night after SmackDown Live, I will be going live with my preview and predictions and the go-home shows of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown for Crown Jewel. So that is that. Please also, while I'm getting my AEW notes up, please do me a favor and go check out even the nothing. I don't know when they're going to take the title off, but this is getting ridiculous. Enough is enough, you know? Please do me a favor. Please go check me out on my Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, Facebook, Threads, and Cameo. Go check them all out, please. And like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live, you know about it. Or when I upload a video. We are at the Licoris Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for Rampage. No count out, no disqualification match. Mike Santana versus Ortiz. Mike Santana made his first move throwing an elbow into Ortiz's face. The action spilled to the outside with Ortiz grounding and pounding Santana. And Ortiz smashed a trash can across Santana. Ortiz whacked Santana with a kendo stick, going after Santana's surgically repaired knee. Ortiz pulled a table out from beneath the ring. Mike Santana and Ortiz traded open hand shots. Santana suplexed Ortiz back in the ring. Santana wiped out Ortiz on the floor with a moonsault. Ortiz powerbombed Mike Santana through a table outside the ring. Mike Santana suplexed Ortiz over the apron onto a pile of chairs on the floor. Back in the ring, Santana and Ortiz traded suplexes. Over a decade together, both men have the same idea, said Excalibur. Fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Santana spiked Ortiz with a roll-through cutter for a near fall on Ortiz. Ortiz power slammed Mike Santana, followed up with a brainbuster for a 2 count. Mike Santana rocked Ortiz with a nasty lariat. Santana lunged at Ortiz with a cannonball splash in the corner. Mike Santana powerbombed Ortiz and pinned for the victory. After the match, Santana wanted to fist pump Ortiz, but Ortiz declined. Sanjay Dutt jumped in the ring trying to get a word with Ortiz. Sanjay Dutt whispered Ortiz's ear, seeming to catch his interest. Kenny Omega was backstage talking about tomorrow's match, which was at Collision on last Saturday, with AEW World Champion MJF. Switchblade Jay White interrupted. Jay White, all the best, and if it all goes well, a truly elite champion will be waiting for you at Full Gear. Goodbye, good night, bang. AEW World Champion MJF was backstage ahead of his title match tomorrow against Kenny Omega. Don Callis enters the room. Callis, think about this, Maxwell. Jacob Freeman and the Don Callis family together. MJF, Don, are you kidding me? This is insane. How did I never think of this? Think of the limitless opportunities for us, with me and you, with your help. I can move through the ranks around here. I mean, maybe one day I'll become. Wait. What's that? That's right. Tough luck, but I don't need your help. Kip Sabian was in the ring with Penelope Ford. Sabian was running down the fans in Philadelphia. Mark Briscoe's music hit. Mark heard enough. Kip Sabian and he came to the ring from Kip Sabian, and he came to the ring, making his AEW return. Sabian began to mock Mark, and Mark slugged Sabian. Mark hit Sabian with a clothesline and knocked Sabian out of the ring. Renee Paquette was backstage with Anna Jay ahead of her match that night. Anna was with Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, Angela Parker, and Jake Hager. Don Callis interrupted. He said he's looking for a good tag team. He told Menard and Parker that if they took care of Jericho and Omega for him, he helped them out. Garcia was buying it. Anna told them to get it together because tonight it was about her. So we had Abaddon versus Sky Blue versus Willow Nightingale versus Anna Jay. The winner earns an AEW title shot, women's title shot against Hikaru Shida on Collision. Abaddon German suplex Blue Sky. Willow rolled up Abaddon, but Abaddon rolled through. Abaddon chop blocked Willow and Sky. Abaddon connected with a double lung blower. Timeless Tony Storm worked out to the ramp with her butler Luther to scout the match. If it wasn't for fucking Chris Jericho, half these people wouldn't have a job. Oh my God. Willow connected with a double drop kick to Sky and Abaddon. Willow splashed Sky and Abaddon in the corner with lariats. Willow pounced Anna Jay. Sky connected with a crossbody press on Willow for a near fall. Willow rocked Anna with a spine buster, and then Sky Blue stunned Willow with thrust kick. Willow countered with a code blue. Anna was looking for a Queen Slater on Abaddon, but Sky broke it up with a thrust kick to Anna. Willow swept out the legs of Sky Blue and pulled her out of the ring. Abaddon planted Sky Blue on the head and pinned her. Do I care? No, it's a women's division match in AEW. AEW World Trios Champion, Acclaim, and Daddy Ass were backstage. Caster said he has a big surprise. He said they are almost at 69 days as champion. We want to celebrate next week on Collision. He says MJF to sit front row, Bowen said he didn't want Max there. Highlights were shown from the press conference last week with AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy, Tony Khan, and Claudio Castagnoli. This ahead of next week's match, Orange and Claudio on Dynamite. Orange was wearing a suit. He said he just wanted to show everyone he looked better in a suit than Claudio. No, absolutely 100% not. Claudio, it's that mind games. Mike, how explosive do you want it? What, gushing, orgasmic type explosive episode? Main event time. Konosuke Takeshita versus Aussie Open's Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis joined the commentating booth. Takeshita hits a shoulder tackle on Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher countered a Blue Thunder bomb. Fletcher scoop slammed Takeshita. Fletcher rammed Takeshita into the steel guard rail on the floor. Back in the ring, Takeshita blasted Fletcher with a Blue Thunder bomb for another near fall. Takeshita cracked Fletcher with a back knee strike. Fletcher kicked Takeshita, knocking Takeshita off the turnbuckles. Fletcher flew out of the ring with Aussie Arrow on the Alpha. Fletcher followed up with a crossbody press for a near fall on Takeshita. Takeshita connected with a big rolling strike. Takeshita rocked Fletcher with a poison rana. Fletcher rallied back with a brainbuster for a 2 count. The fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Takeshita cracked Fletcher with a wicked knee strike after countering a thrust kick, pinning Fletcher. Don Callis and Powerhouse Hobbs heading to the ring. Fletcher jumped up into the ring. Takeshita and Hobbs hit with a steel chair. Hobbs grabbed Kyle by the throat and muscled him into the corner. Don Callis had Powerhouse Hobbs step aside. Callis told Fletcher, "That was great. That is the hate we want. You earned it." He's inviting Kyle Fletcher to join the Don Callis family. Is he joining Kyle Fletcher to join the Don Callis family? Wondered Excalibur. Obviously, that's what's going on, said Shivani. Don Callis may have found his youngest apprentice in Kyle Fletcher, said Excalibur. Fletcher left the ring with the Don Callis family. So we're going to move on to Collision. My tap is just a little slow today. So, is Don Callis going to obtain the services of Mr. Kyle Fletcher? Who knows? Is we have to, let the guy marinate. Let the guy get some experience underneath his belt, especially when you're dealing with experienced people that have been working for major companies and whatnot. So, would I have picked Kyle Fletcher? Absolutely not. But I don't know anything, right? I would have picked who out there would benefit from that. I would have brought in somebody like Poach somebody from fucking Bullet Club. Poach somebody from the Bullet Club. Like, who I think it should be Tamatonga. Tamatonga needs to break in here. But what do I know? What do I know on about wrestling, right? I just been watching it for 41 fucking years. All right, we are in Mohegan Sun Arena in Newcastle, Connecticut for Collision. WWE's neck of the woods. We have AR Fox versus Jay White. Jay White grappled Fox to the mat with a side headlock takedown. Fox came back with a cutter. Fox followed up with a swift kick to Jay White, knocking White out of the ring. Fox nailed Jay White with a shooting star press, posting off the turnbuckles and landing on White on the arena floor. Back in the ring, Jay White threw Fox into a turnbuckle with a half and half suplex. Jay White spiked AR Fox with a DDT. AR Fox regained momentum, hitting Bullet Club Gold with a tope con hero, and then hit one on Jay White. AR Fox smashed Jay White with a twisting vertical suplex, then a 450 splash off the top for a near fall on Switchblade. Fans chanted, "This is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome." Jay White rocked Fox with a half and half suplex and finished him off with the Blade Runner, scoring the pin. "You make one mistake against Jay White and he will make you pay every single time," said Kevin Kelly. After the match, MJF snuck into the ring with a hoodie and tried to steal his world title back from Jay White. He was outnumbered by Bullet Club Gold. He had a leg to go. He had to let go of the title, discretion being the better part of valor. I would have fucking grabbed it and hightailed my fucking ass out of there, but that's just me. AEW champion, Trios champions, the Acclaimed Daddy Ass said next week on Collision they're going to celebrate 69 days as champ. The boys, Brandon and Brent with Dalton Castle versus the Guns versus Austin and Colton Gunn. The boys showed off their quickness, getting in some great tandem offense. The Guns fired back with a 310 to Yuma and won decisive fashion. The Guns will be facing MJF and a yet-to-be-named partner at AEW Full Gear 0 Hour on Saturday, November 18th for the ROH World Tag Team title. I do want to promote somebody. Please do me a favor and go check out Mike Moreno on here. Please go like, share, and subscribe to his channel. Please do me that favor. Thank you. I would appreciate it. Mike is a good friend of mine, and I want to promote his YouTube channel, which I hardly do on here. That's another thing. If you want me to promote, please come in and I'll do it. Promote. Just remember to do me the favor of liking, sharing, and subscribing. Lexi Nair was backstage with Hollywood hunk Ryan Nemeth. Ryan, I have a huge surprise. Big movie coming out next month, national comedy tour, but I want to succeed. But I want the success I'm having in Hollywood translate to AEW, which is why I brought you here. Nemeth turned and pointed to the dressing room door and of a hot and flexible CJ Perry. I can't stand that. Nemeth knocked on the door. The Redeemer Miro answered. Miro invited him in. The door closed, and Miro mauled Nemeth. I I don't at this point. I don't give a shit about Reigns and The Rock at WrestleMania. It could care less to me. And sorry, Mike. I am so sorry. By butchering your last name. Um, Mike's channel is like pro wrestling oriented. I don't do any other. I don't have any other things going on in my YouTube algorithms that I don't see wrestling. So it's all wrestling. So please go show him some love. I would appreciate it. I love you, Mike. Love you, Mike. Fight night fight. Surprised that WWE doesn't send him you're very welcome, Mike. Hearts all around. I'm surprised that when this was announced that WWE didn't give a cease and desist because it's moniker to Sheamus. Yeah, it's probably going to happen night 2. So we have AEW World Women's Champion Hikaru Shida versus Abaddon. The typical fucking Halloween. Abaddon is Halloween. Sheeta had Abaddon locked up. Abaddon was looking to bite Sheeta, but Sheeta kicked her away. Abaddon grabbed a skeleton bone and swung it at Sheeta, but Sheeta countered with a dropkick. Abaddon hid underneath the ring and tried to pull Sheeta underneath the ring. Abaddon snuck up and from the other side and ambushed Sheeta. Abaddon cracked Sheeta across the back with a trash can lid. Abaddon and Sheeta collided against each other with a double clothesline, both having the same idea. Abaddon found a baseball bat, but Sheeta got behind Abaddon and choked her with it. Abaddon cracked Sheeta with a kick to the face. Abaddon poured out a bucket of candy and smashed Sheeta with the blockbuster on the candy. Sheeta rocked Abaddon with a shot from the kendo stick. Sheeta placed a pumpkin on the top. Abaddon head on top of Abaddon's head and smashed it with a tonic kick, scoring the pin victory fall. What a win for Sheeta, said Tony Schiavone. Timeless Sony Storm came out and pranced around the ring. Whatever at this point. ROH World Television Championship match. Samoa Joe versus Rhett Titus. Rhett reached on Samoa Joe's wrist. Samoa Joe bulldozed his way right through Titus. Samoa Joe drove Titus down with jabs in the corner. Samoa Joe chopped at Titus. Rhett Titus jumped off the top turnbuckle, but Samoa Joe simply walked out of the way. Rhett Titus ran into Samoa Joe with 2 big boots. He went for a third time, but Samoa Joe planted Titus and then forced Titus to tap out. Domination made flesh, and said Kevin Kelly. Footage aired from last night's Rampage of Renee Paquette interviewing QTV crew. QT Marshall said that when he won the Triple Eight Latin American title, he told the world he's going to defend it with honor and prestige across the world. I am back in AEW. I plan on defending it against some luchadors because I am told AEW has the best luchadors in the world. Roman Reigns is being Roman Reigns, and he's got privileges. Up next, we have an injury update on the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Claudio Castagnoli said Danielson has a broken orbital bone, and it was either from Orange's Punch or the Rainmaker. I don't know, and I don't care because I'm going to make both of you pay for what you have done to my friend. Okada, be in the United States or Japan. I'm coming for you. I will find you and make you pay. I think he's going to be the one to take Brian Danielson's place at Wrestle Kingdom in January, just to make up for the whole situation with Brian Danielson, because he was supposed to face him and it was supposed to be Okada and Danielson part 2. That's just my, surmising about it. Orange, you and me Wednesday on Dynamite for your international championship. I know what I'm going to do and what I'm capable of, and it frightens me. You hurt one of the Blackpool Combat Club members, and I am going to hurt you. See you Wednesday. Good luck. Dax Hardwood versus Absolute Ricky Starks. Before the match began, the lights came. The arena went dark. It came back on. The House of Black was seen scouting the match. Dax and Starks chain wrestled. They traded arm drags. Dax grabbed a side headlock takeover. What is the House of Black's motivation for being there? I wondered, Tony Schiavone. Dax tried for a diving headbutt, but Ricky moved out of the way. Starks nailed Dax with a leg drop across the throat while Dax was on the edge of the ring. Dax went for a baseball slide, but Starks trapped him him in the ring skirt. Starks started to pummel him with a shots and then nailed him with a suplex. Dax rallied back and suplexed Ricky Starks. Both men hit Matt hard. Ricky ran Hardwood with a lariat. Dax clobbered Ricky with strikes. Dax grabbed an inside cradle for a near fall. Dax blocked a tornado DDT and countered with a brainbuster for a near fall on Starks. Starks went for a spear, but Dax cracked him with a rising knee. Dax spiked Ricky with a pile driver. Dax went for a cover, but Big Bill pulled Dax out of the ring by the boot. Ricky back in the ring. Ricky crushed Dax with a pile driver and pinned him. That door is closing on FTR, at least for the time being, said Kevin Kelly. Not sure about that, said Shivani. The arena went dark again. This time the lights turned on. Julia Hart was standing on the ramp surrounded by a shroud of fog. The lights went back out, and this time when it came back on, the House of Black was standing in the ring circling Ricky Starks and Big Bill. They surrounded the champions, said Kevin Kelly. The House of Black turned their attention to FTR. La Facción Ingorables, LFI, stormed down to the ring. It's LFI, said Tony Schiavone. Who are they looking at? Said Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly. LFI helped FTR and began to slug it out with the House of Black. Big Bill and Ricky Starks retreated. LFI, FTR together in the ring, incredible. Who would have thought this? Said Shivani. Lexi Nair was backstage with Andrade El Idolo. Lexi asked about Andrade's dealings with CJ Perry as well as the return of LFI. Andrade El Idolo, I am a businessman. This is my business, nobody else's. TBS champion Chris Statlander was backstage with Lexi Nair. Statlander asked for some time to speak with Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. Statlander said whatever was going on between Willow and Sky needed to be settled now. Willow, Sky, I felt tension between us and it's growing stronger. And ever since we both got missed from Julia, something is getting worse with you. Sky, anything I have to say with Julia is between her and I. Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli versus Hot Sauce with Tracy Williams. Ugh. Claudio Castagnoli clobbered Tracy Williams with repeated European uppercuts. Claudio clubbed Tracy with lariats. Claudio finished off Hot Sauce with a European uppercut and then pinned him. MJF was seen getting warmed up backstage. MJF was approached by Samoa Joe. I could be your friend, Max. You just got to give me a rematch for your championship. If you find yourself in a bad way tonight, just scream my name and I'll be your friend. Good luck, dangerous opponent. I'll keep my ears pricked up. Main event time. AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. Kenny Omega versus MJF. Both men had each other scattered out early in this match, going hold for hold with one another. MJF offered his hand to Omega as a sign of good sportsmanship. Omega accepted, and then MJF poked Omega in the eye. Omega backdropped MJF out of the ring. Omega hit the Terminator dive on MJF. The champ fired back, jumping over the top rope, flipping onto Omega. Omega jumped off the top rope with a crossbody press to MJF. Omega tried for a Hurricane Rana, but MJF countered with a power bomb backbreaker combo. MJF planted Kenny with a stuffed DDT, good for a near fall. Omega nailed MJF with a Snapdragon suplex. Omega drop kicked MJF's kneecap. Omega wiped out MJF with a lariat, sending MJF to the arena floor. Omega followed up with a moonsault to MJF. Omega rocked MJF with a massive missile dropkick from the top rope to the back of the head. Omega went for a moonsault, but MJF countered with a rising knee. MJF chomped down Omega's forehead. MJF whipped Omega into the turnbuckles. MJF cracked Kenny with a kangaroo kick. Omega connected with a sliding baseball kick, sending MJF into the broadcast booth. Kenny Omega pulled the table from beneath the ring, and back in the ring, they exchanged cradles. Kenny buckled bomb MJF, but the champ came out of the corner with a massive lariat to the cleaner. They battled on the ring apron. Kenny drilled MJF with a Snapdragon suplex on the edge of the ring. Omega powerbombed MJF off the ring apron through the table on the arena floor. My God, what a main event here on Collision, said Jim Ross. Back in the ring, Kenny connected with a knee strike. MJF countered the one wing angel with a poison rana. Omega fired back with a poison rana of his own. Back and forth, said Jim Ross. The fans chanted, "Fight forever, fight forever." MJF hit a double stomp on Omega's arm. Omega rallied back with a jumping knee strike. MJF planted Omega with a blue thunder bomb for a near fall. State of the art professional wrestling, said Nigel. MJF stunned Omega with a thrust kick. Omega came back with a pile driver, but MJF got his boot on the rope to stop ref's count. Omega powerbombed MJF on the guardrail. Omega removed the protective guard from the rail. He threw MJF back in the ring so they didn't get counted out. Kenny was on top of the turnbuckle, but MJF charged into the rope, knocking Omega down. MJF climbed to the top rope, but Omega countered with snake eyes from the top. Omega drove his knees into the back of MJF's head. Omega blasted MJF with a Snapdragon suplex and a running knee for near fall. Kenny smashed MJF with a V trigger. He followed up with another V trigger. Omega hoisted MJF for a one-wing angel, but Don Callis ran to the ring. Omega put MJF down when he saw Callis. Omega was distracted by a screwdriver wheeling Callis. MJF rolled up Omega from behind. Omega countered, reversing the roll up. MJF kicked out. Omega came back with a running knee strike. MJF kicked out of the pin attempt. Don Callis climbed the ring steps. Ref Paul Turner ejected Don Callis. Omega hoisted up MJF for the one-wing angel again, but MJF rolled forward for a pin. Omega rolled back to counter it. It was another stalemate. MJF caught Kenny with a heat seeker, but Kenny kicked out at the 2 count. MJF went for the Panama Sunrise on Kenny, but Kenny ended up countering with a pin attempt, but MJF kicked out. MJF kicked Kenny in the face and drilled Kenny with a Panama Sunrise. MJF finally finished off Omega with another Heat Seeker pin, pinning the Cleaner. And that is a big, big fucking win for him. Big fucking win. So happy for him. I actually sat and watched this match. It was really good. Samoa Joe was shown watching the match backstage. Wardlow was seen scouting the match from backstage. Powerhouse Hobbs was watching the match too. Jay White and the Bullet Club were taking mental notes as well. Everybody's gunning for MJF, said Tony Schiavone. Kenny Omega and MJF hugged it out. And we head to the KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky for Dynamite. Now, I don't understand with Powerhouse Hobbs. He just got back on TV. How does he get an opportunity? There's plenty of other people that should be, for Christ's sakes. But that's just me. I see it. I don't understand it. It is what it is. All right. Dynamite. Renee Paquette interviewed AEW World Champion MJF to kick off the show. MJF, I've got a list of everybody on the roster, and hopefully there are 3 men who aren't complete a-holes. In the meantime, I've got my Broncho for life, Adam Cole, on video chat for some advice. Adam Cole, you know what makes me happy? The fact that you are officially the longest reigning AEW World Champion of all time. At this point, you're the greatest AEW World Champion of all time. And this is something I'm really proud of. I wish I could be there right now because it feels like the entire world is gunning for you. And you think you should at least consider Joe's offer. MJF, the last time I wrestled a guy, he almost broke my neck. But listen, I got to go and find 3 partners for tonight. And just so you know, I promise you I'm going to successfully defend our ROH tag team titles at Full Gear pay-per-view, and I'll see you around. Roderick Strong rolled up in his wheelchair with the Kingdom. Strong, can you believe Max leaving mid-conversation? You know, I never do that to you, right? But also, serious question, are we still pretending that obviously he's obviously not the devil because he seems like to be like the devil to me? Adam Cole lost his connection. Strong says, Adam! Adam! In fact, I actually watched, because it was an anniversary, it was like 4 years, for the best SmackDown ever, November 1st, 2019. And I see Adam and I see Roderick with the beautiful NXT titles where they were just fucking mint. And it brought a tear to my heart. It hurt my soul to see that, knowing that they were the future. They should have, oh my God. Fucking Vince McMahon. If it wasn't for Vince McMahon, we wouldn't be in this situation. They would be main eventing Raw, main eventing SmackDown, you know? But it is what it is. The transmission was interrupted by an image of someone wearing the devil mask. Our first match. AEW International Championship match. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy versus Claudio Castagnoli. Castagnoli hosted up Orange, planted him. He followed up with a body slam to the champ and then double foot stomp. Claudio began to tenderize the body of Orange with a multiple knee strikes and then an uppercut forearm. Claudio countered a cross-body press off the top rope with a backbreaker on Orange and then switched to a gut-wrench rib breaker. Orange Cassidy rolled out of the ring trying to play head games with Claudio, but Claudio ran around the ring and clubbed Orange with a forearm. Orange shoved Claudio into the steel ring post and followed up with a tope suicida. Orange went for a second attempt, but Claudio caught Orange and dropped him across the top of the steel barricade. FTW champ Hook walked to the ring, but the referee ejected both Hook and Wheeler from ringside. That's what you're supposed to do. Wow! The ref finally gets a fucking clue. Claudio rocked Orange with a delayed vertical suplex back into the ring. Claudio charged at Orange, but Orange dodged him. Claudio collided into the ring post. Orange jumped out of the ring and caught Claudio with a DDT on the arena floor. Orange cracked Claudio with a stun dog millionaire. Orange went for a DDT, but Claudio countered with a giant swing. Claudio applied the sharpshooter. Orange tried to escape, but Claudio transitioned into a crossface. Claudio cracked Orange with a European uppercut for a near fall. Claudio put Orange in a sleeper hold. Orange began to fade. Orange escaped and clocked Claudio with an orange punch. Orange smashed Claudio with a beach break, but Claudio rolled out of the ring, showing off his tremendous instincts in the ring and ring awareness. The fans chanted, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" Orange began to stop Claudio. Orange clobbered Claudio with a running PK. Orange pulped Claudio with a DDT for a 2 count. Orange got a Hurricane Rana on Claudio, grabbed his legs, and pinned him. After the match, Jon Moxley came down to the ring. Orange charged at Mox, but Mox slammed him right down and began to ground and pound him. Orange is getting battered alone, said Excalibur. "This is an assault we're watching right now," replied Tony Schiavone. MJF was knocking on Kenny Omega's door. Chris Jericho answered the door. "MJF, is Kenny there?" Jericho smiled and slammed the door in MJF's face. As MJF was walking away, Wardlow shoved MJF against the wall. "Wardlow, you took everything away from me now." How did he take everything away? How did he take everything away? He won the TNT championship. It's not fucking MJF's fault that Tony Khan is a moron and didn't keep the title on you and made you a monster, made you the next fucking Batista. Whoever wrote that or whoever scripted that is a fucking moron. And if it was you, Warlord, you're the biggest fucking moron. So now I'm going to go take everything away from you when you least expect it. Warlow, let's go. Let go of MJF. And MJF huffed away. As MJF turned the corner, the Acclaim were waiting on him. "Max Caster, why don't you team with us?" MJF walked away, clearly frustrated. After a commercial break, Jon Moxley was backstage. "Moxley, I showed you respect Orange when no one would. I let you walk out on your own power in Chicago. I did not have to do that. Did you just write me off like everybody else did? Right now, I'm not doing too good, so maybe this isn't about you. Maybe you're just the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time. It doesn't matter either way. Full gear, I'm going to beat you with an inch of your life with my bare hands, and there's not a damn thing you could do about it, just because I can." ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Match. Hangman Adam Page and the Bucks versus the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan, Toa Leona, the Machine Brian Cage. I don't understand why we can't merge the titles and actually make a good trios division. Whatever. I don't understand Tony Khan at this point. Hangman was fighting this match with revenge on his mind. The Bucks dropkicked Cage and Leona. Hangman jumped off the turnbuckle with a lariat to Khan. Matt Jackson splashed Khan with a cannonball in the corner. Nick Jackson smashed Khan with a senton. Page hit Toa with a discus lariat. Hangman knocked Toa. Hold on. Page hit Toa with a discus lariat. Hangman knocked Toa over the top rope with a lariat. He followed up with a pop-up powerbomb on Bishop Khan. Page was about to go for the buckshot lariat when Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana walked onto the ramp. Swerve, whose house is it? House? It's a matter of fact, last week I was at your house. Page got on Swerve and sprinted up the ramp towards him. Nana and Swerve retreated backstage and Hangman charged after them. The Bucks were left alone with a 3-on-2 situation. Nick Jackson superkicked Bishop Khan. Brian Cage ate a superkick from Nick Jackson. Cage battered Nick and with a lariat and then a suplex from the apron back into the ring. Matt Jackson peppered the head of Bishop Khan with right hands. The numbers were catching up with the Bucks. The Gates of Agony spiked Matt Jackson. Brian Cage shoulder blocked Nick Jackson. The odds are against the Bucks right now, said Tony Schiavone. They are doomed, added Taz. Cage powerbombed Nick Jackson and cracked him with a knee strike. The Gates and Agony planted Nick, and then Bishop Khan pinned Nick Jackson. And new ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champions, the Mogul Embassy. Backstage, Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page had to be pried apart by AEW security. After the match, Matt Jackson went berserk, hitting a steel chair against the ring post over and over. This is about coming after somebody's family, said Excalibur. After the commercial break, MJF pursued to find a tag team partner continued. MJF was about to knock Samoa Joe's locker room door, but thought twice about it. MJF walked down the hall instead. The Acclaim were waiting for him. Caster said, "Pick us." MJF stormed off. Up next, Tony Schiavone interviewed the rated R superstar Adam Copeland in the ring. Adam Copeland, last week, Sting got in my face. He also said we go a long way back, and we do, because Sting and I have had a lot of same injuries. So we've been we've been a sounding board for one another, and I respect the hell out of that man. I also respect Darby Allin because I think he's one of the linchpins of this company and of this industry going forward. But Tony, I know you want answers. What I'm going to do. I'm going to team with Sting and Darby Allin at Full Gear. TNT champion Christian Cage came out onto the ramp with Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne. Christian Cage, Adam, before you give me your answer, I just want to paint you a picture. I'm going to retire Sting at Full Gear, whether he likes it or not. And also, you haven't seen Darby Allin around much lately. And if you have, you've noticed his gimp. You notice his gimp arm. That will never be the same. I dumped him on the stairs at Wrestle Dream. Now, I don't think I need to remind you, Adam, or anybody else, of your neck problems. And I hate for this fairy tale of yours to turn into a nightmare. I'm going to suggest you back down from me right now. And if you know what's good for you, Adam, you'll back down from me, or else I'm going to snap your neck and leave you in the wheelchair you use to be somebody. And I can also see this isn't sinking in. You guys give him a little preview. Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne charged at Adam Copeland in the ring. Copeland fought off Wayne and Luchasaurus. Christian Cage was in the ring alone with Adam Copeland. Luchasaurus ambushed Copeland as Copeland was staring down Cage. Nick Wayne connected with a Wayne's World on Copeland. Sting came to the ring. Sting cracked Nick Wayne with a shot to the face. Darby Allin ran down like a bat out of hell and drilled Christian Cage. Christian Cage turned things around and began to stomp and kick Darby. Adam was primed and primed and ready and speared Christian Cage. Copeland, you want to snap my neck? I'm going to beat your ass. It's on. Sting, you were right. Sting and Darby, you want a partner at Full Gear? I'm your man. I'm praying to God that something doesn't happen and they put fucking 74-year-old Ric Flair in there. Jesus Christ. And an important announcement with AEW CEO, President, and GM Tony Khan. I really don't want to go over this. I really don't. I really fucking don't. It's nauseum. It's nauseous. It makes me nauseous. Really, I'm done. Oh, please. Just got the notification about Ric Flair, about his rest. He's itching to get into that ring. And if you're telling me he's not, then you're a bull-faced liar. So Tony Khan is standing next to Nigel McGuinness. Nigel, Tony, from what I understand, you have a huge announcement for all the fans all over the world. Tony Khan, it's been a great year for AEW, and now all over the world. Christmas trees are going up all over the world. It's the start of the holiday season. I can't think of a better gift to give the wrestling fans, your family, your friends, your loved ones, that tickets to next year AEW All In is coming August 25th, 2024. Tickets will go on sale from a month from now, December 1st, but you don't have to wait until December 1st. You can sign up right now. Get the best tickets early. Nigel, Tony, here's my scoop. If you want access to the best tickets before the general public, you can sign up now at ticketmaster.co.uk/AEW Wembley 2024. Priority and early access pre-sales begin November 27th, with details being emailed to everyone that has registered. And that was the big fucking thing. Seriously? Unbelievable. Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, Cool Hand, Angela Parker versus the Golden Jets, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. And the reason why that they did Golden Jets is because the Winnipeg Jets. So a little FYI, people. If you didn't know, now you know. The Don Callis family stood behind the broadcast booth as Don Callis sat on commentary for the match. Jericho chopped at Menard and Parker. Omega tagged in. Omega and Jericho hit tandem suplex on Menard, and the Golden Jets followed up with a double shoulder block on Parker. Jericho drop kicked Menard and then connected with a code breaker on Parker. Omega hit a Terminator dive on Haggard. Menard smacked Jericho in the face with a bat as the ref was distracted. Parker covered Jericho, but Jericho kicked out. Parker swung at Jericho with a baseball bat. Jericho dodged it. Jericho decimated Parker with a Judas effect and pinned him. Don Callis, I've got something to say. I got to give you credit, guys. Takeshita destroyed Kenny. Hobbs broke Jericho in two. And you guys are still back. You're like cockroaches. You are hard to get rid of. So maybe we have to take it up a notch. Maybe this doesn't get finished in a wrestling match. Maybe this gets finished on the streets. So if you guys got the guts to face the greatest family in professional wrestling, the street fight in Ontario, California on Dynamite, then step up the plate, you dummies. The best family in like Don Callis' family is the Heenan family. Sweetheart, you're not Bobby Heenan. You'll never be. Jericho, he just called us dummies. Kenny, what are we going to do? Omega, you just said the magic word. You want a street fight? None of this was ever about playing by the rules. None of this was ever about winning matches. It was all about hurting me and hurting Chris. It was all of you. You want a street fight? Yeah, we accept it, but we're not going to accept it alone. We want to bring your You want to bring your family? Well, trust us. We've got an extra spot for Ibushi on our side. Callus, you know I'm not a dummy, so I know my math. You're still a man short. Omega, I'm all out of ideas. Chris, can you help me? Jericho, I look at Will Hobbs right there, a man that annihilated me a few weeks ago. And Hobbs is a big man. But I've got a friend who's even bigger. Callus, no one's bigger than Will Hobbs. Jericho, maybe not a normal man, but as big as Will Hobbs is, he's not a giant. Paul Wright walked onto the ramp. Paul Wright knocked out Kyle Fletcher in one punch. Excalibur, a match is made. Dynamite in 2 weeks. The street fight in Ontario, California. Like I said, AEW's turning into WCW 2.0. Buckle up, Buttercups. It's going to be a fucking wingding of a bumpy ride. Renee Paquette was backstage to interview Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. Jericho, in 2 weeks, the Don Callis family has to face the Golden Jets, Kota Ibushi, and the biggest man in professional wrestling, Paul Wright. The Young Bucks were in the locker room. Matt Jackson interrupted. Matt Jackson, Kenny, we're friends, right? What's the whole point of the Elite getting back together if none of us each have each other's backs anymore? Who invited Jericho into our locker room? Jericho, don't take it out on me because you lost your trios titles. Weren't good enough tonight. Watch your mouths when you talk to me. Omega, like Chris. Hey Chris, he's aligned with us against the Don Callis family. Matt Jackson, him and Don are cut from the same cloth. He's going to screw you over just like Don did. Enjoy our locker room. Just clean up when you're done. AEW Women's World Championship match. Hikaru Shida versus a loser. Loser. She can't even win the fucking Ring of Honor title. She can't even win the TBS title. Make it make sense, people. Willow Nightingale. Willow rolled up Shida for a near fall. Willow followed up with a shoulder block and then a low crossbody for a 2 count. Shida charged at Willow and rattled Willow with a knee to the back of the head. Shida followed up with a crossbody to the outside. Shida suplexed Willow. Shida booted Willow in the face. Willow answered with a high boot of her own. Willow cracked Shida with a spinebuster for a 2 count. Shida drop-kicked Willow off the turnbuckles. Shida hit an avalanche Falcon Arrow, but Willow kicked out immediately. Willow pounced the champion. Willow smashed Shida with a Death Valley driver for a near fall. Shida cracked Willow with a knee strike. Shida unsheathed the shining katana and pinned Willow. 3 defenses in 7 days. That's an impressive streak for the AEW Women's World Champion, said Excalibur. Willow and Shida hugged after the match, showing mutual respect for one another. Timeless Tony Storm came out onto the ramp after the match. Shida sprinted up the ramp and blasted Tony with a knee strike. Shida chased Storm backstage. The arena lights went dark. When the lights turned back on, Julia Hart was in the ring standing behind Willow. Julia offered her hand to Willow. Sky Blue jumped into the ring and got between Julia and Willow. Sky stared at Julia. Julia nodded at Sky Blue. Sky turned around and looked at Willow and turned back around and sprayed mist in Julia's eyes. I think Sky Blue is going to pay for that, said Taz. So this mist, does it turn Julia back into the light, or she gets darker, or who the hell knows? But there's actually a good story for the woman. Now can we take this and apply it to everybody else? Spread the fucking wealth. Backstage, MJF was sitting on the floor when the Acclaim approached him. Daddy S, still no luck finding partners. Bowens, Max, no one likes you except for Caster. I don't know why you haven't picked us in the first place because everyone loves the Acclaim. Caster, right? That's right. If you team with us, you got to scissor us and just wear what's in this bag. MJF, no, I will never tag. You don't understand me. And joke's on you. I've got one more group on my list. MJF turned around and he should be standing there. Jeff Jarrett, the whole fucking motley crew of them all. I am not. Once I get after Jeff Jarrett, I'm going to just say the motley crew of them because it's ridiculous at this point. Jeff Jarrett, Max, we're here to help. Renee Paquette was backstage when she was interrupted by Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. They dialed Adam Cole on speaker. Roddy and Cole had to hear this. Adam Cole, hello? Strong. Adam, hey, can you believe Max didn't even attempt to ask us to be his tag team partners tonight, especially after we've been so nice to him? What a jerk, huh? Cole, Roddy, shut the hell up, man. Cole hung up, as he should. Roderick Strong is being a fucking grade A asshole, douchebag, fucking dork. Doofus. I haven't used those fucking words in years. The dork and the doofus I'm talking about. Asshole I use on a daily basis. Main event time, 8-man tag. AEW World Champion and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion MJF and 3 mystery partners versus the Bullet Club Gold, Austin and Colton Gunn, Switchblade Jay White, and Rockhard Juice Robinson. The Acclaim came out to team with MJF. MJF made his entrance in the Acclaim-inspired gear. MJF charged at Jay White, but White ducked out of harm's way and hid behind Bullet Club Gold. Bowens and Juice tagged in. Juice connected with a shoulder block. Bowens clubbed Juice with an elbow. Daddy Ass and Austin Gunn faced off. Austin jabbed at his father. Daddy Ass fired back with a big lariat, big right hand. Jay White tagged in and chopped Daddy Ass, but Daddy Ass dropped Jay White with a chop. Bowens connected with the Sesame Timbers on Colton Gunn. Colton stopped Caster in the corner. Switchblade cracked Caster with a knife edge chop. MJF tagged in and cleaned house on the Guns and Juice Robinson. Bullet Club Gold got bounced all over the ring, but Jay White ran out of the ring. MJF chased Jay White around the ring. Jay White jumped into the ring, and MJF followed. But Austin chop blocked MJF, countered the 310 to Yuma with a DDT to Colton. MJF connected with a kangaroo kick on Austin and Juice. Jay White snuck behind MJF and drilled the champ with the Blade Runner. Jay pinned MJF. Oh shit, this is gonna be so Jay White is losing. You could already tell. I would be shocked if they take the title off of MJF. Jay White was going to hit MJF with the belt after the match, but the Acclaim and Daddy S jumped in to save him. They chased the Bullet Gold out of the ring. MJF was prone to Jay White was still in the ring. Jay White wanted to waffle MJF with the title belt, but Max Caster came in and took the bullet for MJF. Max Caster pushed MJF out of the way to save him from blindside shot from Switchblade Jay White, said Excalibur. After the match, MJF and the Acclaimed Daddy S had 4-way scissor party, and this Friday they will be they taped Rampage there, so we're going to be at Dynamite And they'll be at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon, and they will be for the collision will be at which Banker in Trust Bank Arena in Wichita, Kansas. So that is that. And that is the end of the podcast. I hope everybody is going to have a great weekend. You'll see me tomorrow night right after SmackDown. I'm going to set the stream up as soon as I'm done here because I want to relax for the rest of the evening and tomorrow till after SmackDown. And then right after Crown Jewel, wherever I am, or if I'm hopefully here, I'll be on and I will be I will set the stream up, and after I finish doing the preview and predictions for tomorrow. So please do me a favor, go check me out on X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, and don't forget to check me out on Cameo. You need to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, whatever. It's $5. Go check me out there at Mel's Mat Chat. Please go, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I go live, you'll know about it, or if I upload a video. Please go check out my Astro Classics at myAstroClassics.com. Check out Death Wish Coffee at DeathWishCoffee.com. Please check out Liquid Death at LiquidDeath.com. Please go check out HOG Wrestling at HOGWrestling.net. And please do me the favor, go check out the rest of my content. It's on the channel. Plenty of content for your viewing pleasures. I will see you tomorrow night, right after SmackDown Live, for preview and predictions of WWE Crown Jewel 2023. Have a great evening, and I love you all. Bye. Good night.